And when you're going to a new store like Target or Home Goods, they're so expensive. You don't need to do that. Buy those here. Hey everyone, today's video is brought to you by HelloFresh. Hey everybody, it's been a busy day at the Knorpp household as always. Been doing mom stuff, running around, work stuff. This evening I wanted to do a thrifting for homeschool supplies video. I'm gonna take Mike along. I wanna show you how I do it. I'm gonna kind of point out different ways of seeing things and how you can really fill your home with so many great tools and books and supplies just from the thrift store. First, I'm gonna start by making a quick dinner with HelloFresh. We at Knorpp Health love HelloFresh. Tonight we're making tostados supremo with pork. And on the back, you can see they just take you through each step. It really is simple, but also so delicious. If you didn't know, HelloFresh is a meal delivery service. It comes in a box with ice packs. It's ready to unpack, put in your fridge, and hello, you've got fresh meals ready to go. If you are starting to feel the pinch of the fall time, as I am, with back to school stuff, even though we're homeschooled, it feels that way, then HelloFresh is the answer. Even a few meals a week taken care of, so you don't have to worry about it, getting to the store and all of that. What I love is that all the ingredients are there, so you aren't like making something and then you're like, oh no, we're out of cumin, or oh my gosh, I had a lemon, who used it? It's all there, so it's awesome. So one of the reasons you might have shied away from meal boxes is because you think like, I have special dietary needs or goals. Well, what's cool is you can actually go in there and like make substitutions for meats or no meat or sides or anything along those lines. So that's pretty cool. You should check it out. If you haven't gotten started yet with HelloFresh, go to HelloFresh.com and use my code Knorpp16 to get 16 free meals across 7 boxes with 3 gifts.
Okay, we're just eating our dinner. Like Megan said, if you guys want to give HelloFresh a try, go to HelloFresh.com, use our code Knorpp16 to get 16 free meals across 7 boxes, plus 3 surprise gifts.
Okay, so we're here at the Goodwill. I just wanted to start by saying we've been homeschooling for about a dozen years now, and there have been times in our homeschooling journey when we had the tightest of budgets. And so we would rely on hand-me-downs, not only for clothes, but also for school supplies, but also the thrift store. And even now when our budget's not quite as tight, it's still where I got a lot of things because it just makes sense to me. It also doesn't make sense to pay 5 to 10 times as much for the exact same supplies. So there's 2 different types of supplies. There's non-consumables, meaning things that you're just going to keep forever as long as they're not broken, and then consumables. And typically you're not going to be buying consumables here. That's like crayons and paper and stuff. But I've definitely bought some consumable school supplies at the thrift store, so you shouldn't rule it out. It might happen. This is a great thrift store. If we don't find much, we'll head to another one.
Let's hope it's all here. It'll be easier that way. It's always simpler that way.
Here we go.
The first stop is the art at this store because it's right here. And I do think that every schoolroom or schoolhouse should have bulletin boards, whiteboards, and so keep your eye out for that here because they're often here. Okay, this is a chalkboard, but it's homemade. You can paint your own chalkboard using chalkboard paint, but you want to find something like this. Do you hear that sound?
What does it do it again?
This is not an original,
Oh,
and it's
okay.
on board. If you're going to do chalkboard, you don't want to paint it on paper, and you don't want to paint it on glass, and you don't want to paint it on canvas. You want to find something like this that's a board, and then you can use it as a chalkboard. Dry erase boards are really handy, but often ugly. But you can take any glass and write on it with dry erase marker and erase it. And so you can get any frame you like the size of and the style of. Put fabric or paper behind it and you've got yourself a dry erase board. One more thing, you may have seen my video, maybe I'll show you right here, but I wanted a really pretty bulletin board in my bedroom for different, obviously for bulletin board reasons. And I found a frame that worked. It was like $6.99 or $9.99 here. I put fabric over cardboard, put it in the frame, and now I've got a bulletin board. So keep those in mind because for some reason when you're going to a new store like Target or Home Goods or Hobby Lobby, they're so expensive. You don't need to do that. Buy those here. Now you may not think about it, but you can find all of your storage shelves like these. They might need to be washed out, but this is only $3. And we'll keep all sorts of school supplies in here. Sometimes there's just really fantastic things at the thrift store, and this has been here for a couple days. It's already sold, but you want to talk about cool homeschooling storage? Check it out. And guess what? These are legit school lockers. for the price of $9.99. Super cool, and just especially if you're gonna have your kids at home, you have a lot of mess, a lot more mess than normal. Pretty awesome that for $9.99 you can get legit vintage school lockers. More storage baskets for 99 cents a piece.
Okay.
These are the kind of things that homeschoolers love because we have so many books and papers and supplies. A cute little schoolroom clock, and cute little chalkboard with
There you go.
storage.
Yeah.
The wood section, try to look for that. If you're not familiar with thrift stores, they usually divide things by sections, and they'll have a wood section. And this is pretty cool. It's a lap desk.
Whoa.
With all the storage that you would need. Now, it does have Eames' name on here, but
If your kid's name is Eames, you're in luck.
you are in luck. Maybe that's a brand, but I doubt it is. This is a great find for $4.99. This is your next section you want to look in, specifically for homeschoolers. You're going to find stuff like staplers,
Yes.
binders, and oh my goodness, I was looking at a spiral notebook yesterday at the grocery store and it was $9. And while you might not be able to find unused spiral notebooks here, you can kind of take down the price by buying other things that you can find here, like binders and staplers. You got some consumable art supplies here
Sweet.
for $3.
This is a treasure right here. Look, there's some crayons back there. You dropping stuff?
Another desk. That one's kind of dirty. Here's another storage container. That would just be great. If your name's Eames, you really are in luck today. Eames was very loved. You do find consumables here for $2. You get
But
all
they're
of these.
only gray, brown, and white.
More art supplies. You probably didn't know. If you don't go to the thrift store very much, you might not know that you can find stuff like that.
What's this?
I'm just thinking for myself. This is in school supplies.
Hey, we're shopping for school, not for
Okay.
you. Okay.
There are never-ending opportunities here of educational games. So I'm not going to go through them all. That would be kind of crazy. This is, I guess not a game, but an activity. Look at this. It's all of your origami. So that's awesome. There's a great reading game. Very silly sentences. Know Your America for $2. Fun way to learn about the U.S. Homeschoolers utilize games all the time. How about some nature lessons with your Springbok Kids squirrel feeder? That's
Nice.
classic.
That's awesome.
More school clocks in case you didn't like the last one. Even though your kids are not going to school, they still go on field trips. They still go to co-ops a lot of the time.
We use backpacks all the time.
I know, we use backpacks all the time. You can get this super cute Parkland backpack for $5.99. Saves you a lot of money if you're buying kids backpacks here. Now, it depends on your setup and how you're doing your homeschooling. This is a super cool lamp. There's obviously tons of lamps at the thrift store, but this is only $5, $4.99. So that's pretty awesome. Now I'm gonna go through, obviously, books. When we first started homeschooling and our kids were young, we lived out in the countryside, and like I said, a lot of that informed our homeschooling, but we also had a small library, and our oldest son, Elijah, read every book in that small library of ours, and that was a huge part of his education. I'm gonna show you some books that I just pulled. There's so many more books, but just to give you examples. Also, if you haven't gone to the thrift store yet and you're a homeschooler, or if you're a new homeschooler and you're a little overwhelmed at like, how can I fill my home with all of these supplies and how can I afford that, then I just wanted to kind of show you, like, there's so much stuff here. So much. Obviously, there are these sorts of books, and now I have so many, but I would always grab these because I know that there's something great to be a primer for my kids to learn from. So eyewitness books on American Revolution, The Sky and Earth, Science Starter, Explosions, that's a great one. These sorts of books kids love to look through. I mean, look at that. That's exciting. Super exciting. And your whole lessons can be planned around books like this. So there's obviously those sorts of kids' books. But you might be surprised that there's actual homeschooling curriculum here. This is a book of Greek myths, but it would be something that you could read together as a family to learn. Great pictures and illustrations. That's awesome. It's got the teacher's manual and the book on learning Chinese. They have several. There's a bunch of books on that. You've got puzzles, math puzzles. If you'll find as you homeschool that you just have kids who are of certain interests, and finding things like this, you'll know, like, oh, one of my kids is going to love that. For your high schoolers, I didn't pull a lot of these, but there are a lot. Writing your grammar books, your getting started guide, writing guides for your teens. But you also have consumables like this Oodles of Doodles book. Sometimes as a mom, you're working with maybe one of your younger students and you want just something that they can do while you finish up. Stuff like this is awesome to have. Like, do a puzzle, look at this book, look through that. And then I wanted to end with this. This is an awesome find. If you're just getting started, people often ask me, like, I have a 1-year-old, what can I do? You can find books like this, and it just gives you little ideas to start them in the mode, and if this is, with little lessons and little ideas of things you can do with stuff around the house to teach them little principles. Super cute. So I just figured we'd go through everything again for one more look at a haul, because I actually don't need a lot of these things. I have them, so I'm not doing it at home, I'm doing it at the thrift store. But we've got bulletin boards, weather stations, educational games, actual study aids like this, lap desk. So awesome.
And if your kid's name is Eames, double win.
Well, I think that just feels right off.
Oh, okay.
Binders and folders galore. Organization, this letting your kids know what maybe is on the menu for today or what the next activity is that you're doing. Clocks, supplies, and then storage solutions. This is going to be your best friend as a homeschool mom, and so cheap here at the thrift store. More storage. There's tons here. Look what came out while we were walking around. A huge chalkboard for $4.99.
Whoa.
That's awesome.
Huge. That's sweet. Very retro.
Product of EWA Rowells Co., manufacturer of school equipment. How cute is that? This is legit.
Whoa.
This came from a school. That is so cute, and it's only $4.99. Well, I had a really good time.
Yeah, I did too.
It's just fun. I'm always picking up little things here and there to add to our home, and which is our school. But it's fun to really dig in and find everything that you can find that would be great for a homeschool. And if you're wondering if we got out of there without purchasing anything, of course not. We got a little box, little storage box.
Nice.
And a shirt for one of the boys. All right, guys, thanks for joining us in our little homeschooling thrift haul today. Obviously, there's gonna be things that are really important for your curriculum that you need to get new. But if you buy enough things here to pad that and help add a lot of richness to your supplies, you're going to save yourself a lot of money and a lot of headache. Hope that helps, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.